When it comes to fret leveling, there's a few different options for leveling off those frets. And today I'm going to show you how to make a 6-inch fret leveling file similar to the one from Stewart Mac. Now for me, it's $75 Canadian plus border fees plus shipping, so it's kind of a no-brainer to make my own, and it's going to be similar in quality. I'm Dave with Stringing It Together, and let's dive in. So there's actually not really much to this tool other than a typical mill file and a piece of wood that it's glued to. Now this one has the angled teeth. You don't want to have the one with the bumps because that'll, you don't want that. That'll take off way too much. And then this piece of wood, typically a hardwood is going to be better, or you can use a piece of MDF, which is pretty easy to work with. Make it 1-inch piece because it'll fit with a typical mill file. Now, if you're wondering where to get one of these, you can buy them new for, I think, $10, $15, but I've never bought a single one new, and I have such a ridiculous collection. This one was made in Canada, and it's called a mill bastard. Obviously, I've used it for something else in the past, which is why I broke off the end. But we're going to cut this to size, 6 inches, which I'll explain later on why that's the case when we're talking about how to use it. And then we're going to cut this wood up to size, and I'll show you how to do it with basic hand tools, just in case you don't have a shop. All right, so first thing you're going to want to do is cut this thing to size. So obviously there's a little non-file part there. You want to cut that off straight there. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can stick it in a vise and hammer it. Not as accurate because you might bend it. You can use a hacksaw, which will work. It'll just take a long time. Or if you have an angle grinder, that'll work with a little metal cutting wheel on there. And you can also get a cutting wheel for a circular saw, miter saw, all kinds of things. But I'm going to use my angle grinder. So they're a pretty rough edge, so you're going to have to grind that off. And then measure 6 inches and cut that. So you want to deal with these little edges here. So if you have a bench grinder like this, then use that, or you can make a little makeshift bench grinder with your angle grinder here with a couple of clamps. So you want to get it to a nice sort of smooth edge there, smooth to the touch, and that'll prevent any gouges in your frets. The Stewart Mac one has sort of a beveled edge. I don't know if that's totally necessary. I think as long as it's rounded off, then it should be fine. So depending on how you want this to look, you could just cut a square piece, and have a little block. That's the easy way to do it. I'm going to make it kind of a nice handheld shape. If you keep in mind that this will last you the rest of your life, then having a nice fitting grip is kind of nice if you're willing to take the time. So I'll just sketch out a pattern here. I think something like that would be good. So cutting this with my bandsaw would be a quick way to do it, but you may not have one, so I'll show you how to do it with some saws. First thing I'll do is I'll just take a regular saw and just cut this off so it's easier to work with. It's difficult to get the angle here, but basically if you want to cut a straight line, you make sure that your eye's on top of it, and then you want your saw to disappear. So instead of having the edge showing, it disappears. Put your fingers down, nails perpendicular, so you get a groove going there, pulling back on it. That'll keep it from slipping. And then you just want to eat that line and make your saw disappear. And then once you get to the end, you want to do a quick little back and forth. So if there's no chip down there. So this part I could probably just get off with my chisel since the grain's going this way here. Now for this bottom part, it's already flat here on this piece of wood that I chose. If you do need to flatten it out, then I would use a hand planer, but I'm just going to do a quick little pass with the file. So you can go as crazy or as easy as you want with this. You can leave it as a block, or you can, carve it nice. I like to make it fit nicely in the palm of my hand. Every hand's different. Sand it up, smooth it out. You can put a finish on it if you want to. Beeswax, you could oil it, you could put a Varathane on it, whatever you want. Or just leave it like this. I won't make you watch the sanding. So I've sanded it down a little bit. I'll probably keep going, but I won't make you watch that. And now you want to glue this sucker on, and you want to use Gorilla Glue for that. The original Gorilla Glue, not the super glue that they make. This, I think they must have invented it. And that stuff will foam up and fill slight cracks, and it'll bond to metal and wood. So that's the glue that you want to use. So you want to give it a little bit of time to squeeze out the sides and tack up a bit. Get a little bit harder, that way it won't slide around when you're clamping it. Wipe off the excess, try not to get any on your file side. And then clamp it up. Want to wait for a couple hours before you unclamp it. And I'd say give it a day before you put any pressure on it. So make sure it hasn't shifted around once you clamped it, and tighten it up real good. If there's any more excess, wipe it off. And yeah, come back in a day. I like to give it at least 2 hours before I unclamp it, but wait a day before you start using it. So then once the glue's dry, you're gonna have a bit of squeeze out here, so you can just cut that off with a razor blade. So I got most of the glue off there, but just to make it look nice, I think I'm going to grind this side off here. So I'll probably keep going with the sanding here, but it's good enough to show you how to use it. Fits nicely in the hand. And when I first was learning how to do fret levels, and for a long time I used only this tool and a crowning file and then polishing tools, but that will do a full fret level no problem. And it has a few advantages over something like a fret leveling beam, which this is a makeshift one that I've made in another video, which you can see up here. And the advantage to this over the fret leveling beam is that it doesn't matter if your neck is totally straight, which is very hard to get your neck to go totally straight, because you can do it in thirds. So you're going to start at the bridge side here and work your way up to the headstock side. You don't want to go the opposite way, maybe obvious reasons, but if you lower it here, then you're going to have to make it even lower here. So it's better to go from, if you're looking at it as a hill, from this way to this way, obviously, but maybe not obviously. Anyway, so the way that I still use this today is for at the body joint here, there's typically a hump here, and sometimes that's all you actually need to deal with when you're leveling your frets. So I'll typically just use this to deal with that hump, and you can kind of get specific with the frets here and push it down on the fret that's high, or the multiple frets that's high if there's that bump there, as I mentioned. Now, that's great because it speeds things up exponentially, because you can just deal with it with this and then use this for what's called a fall off, which is basically just putting a slight angle on here. And this is just a quick little rundown, but if you want to go fully in depth in how to level your frets from start to finish, then I'd highly recommend downloading my free mini course down below called Foolproof Fretwork. It's designed for someone who's never done it before. So there you go, a fret leveling tool. I'd say it's just as good quality as a StewMac version for less than 10 bucks. And may a little bit of time, but I kind of enjoy doing that kind of thing, so not like it's wasted time. And yeah, that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Download that free mini course and stay tuned. I will see you next week.